Hello, this is Joshua for Frost Dragon Designs, and today I'd like to talk to you about my Mycology cat, Hard Enamel pin. This pin is part of a larger Cats Doing Science collection. Now let's get into the design. Mycology is the study of fungi, which includes mushrooms. I don't know a whole lot about mushrooms, but I know a little bit. I did some research though before starting this pin, and so what I learned was when you are growing mushrooms, you generally want to have a controlled environment that you are growing them in. That way you can make sure that the moisture in the air is appropriate for the mushroom, and you also don't want spores from fungi that you are not intending to grow and study. You don't want them to populate. So when you are growing fungi, you are typically growing them in a sterilized environment, or at least a very controlled environment. And so there's a number of ways of doing that, but as I thought about how to represent growing and studying mushrooms on a pin, I thought that the best way to handle that would be to have the mushrooms in some sort of a very enclosed environment that the kitty could control the moisture, the light, just whatever else. Just basically something where they could control those factors. And so my options were either like a clear box or a clear cylinder to represent that, because I don't know why I would really do any other shape. And while, a clear box would probably work just as well, I didn't like that. I wanted it to be cylindrical because I like cylinders. I think they look cool. So I kind of invented this sciencey looking mushroom terrarium where this scientist kitty is growing some type of mushroom. Now, mushrooms are not the full fungi. They're just the fruiting body of the fungus. The fungus also has what's called mycelia, which are, where mycology comes from, same root word there. They tend to be white thread-like fibers that are either in the ground or in the wood or whatever the mushroom is growing in. Whatever medium the mushroom is growing from has mycelia running all through it. So knowing that the mushroom itself is only a smaller portion of the entire organism, I'm not sure exactly how accurately I've represented growing of mushrooms in a contained environment like this, but I did my best with it. I will happily take critiques from any amateur or professional mycologists out there. The mushrooms weren't modeled after any specific mushroom, just a general mushroom shape with a red cap. Super Mario has really pervaded our culture where, the first thing I think about when I think mushroom is I think a red-capped mushroom. So thanks, Nintendo. But after I got the basic enclosure and the basic mushroom shapes down, I started to want to have a way for the kitty to be interacting with it a little more, so I decided to give the kitty a small mushroom and eventually a small scalpel that they had cut that mushroom away from. Maybe they're going to be doing a little study of the tissue sample there under a microscope, or I'm not really sure why he has harvested that small piece of mushroom, but he has. And then that got me thinking, well, how did he get to the mushroom? So I started thinking, well, maybe I need to add a door. And so I added a door that's got a spot that's probably like a label that you can read when the door is closed. And, so I just started thinking about, how can I make this more like something that might be found in the laboratory setting? But overall, I feel like it looks pretty sciencey and like something that you might grow mushrooms in. If you enjoyed seeing this design process, please go ahead, like, and subscribe. I release 1 to 2 videos a week, and I would love to have you along for the next one. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.